I'm currently watching a video called I Also Worked for MrBeast. He's a thief.
Wait, I think I saw like that.
There's another. No, this is a new guy who's coming out and whistleblowing against MrBeast.
Everything I'm about to say is 100% true. Ever since I was a young kid, I always wanted to be famous. Sadly, it took me 4 years to realize that I actually suck. Know one thing.
So that right there. Doing anything because you want to be famous, that is not a good reason to be doing something at all. You should not make videos because you want to be famous. You shouldn't want to be a professional football player because you want to be famous. You shouldn't want to do these things for the fame. You should want to do these things because you love it, because it gives you a lot of joy and fulfillment, and ideally brings other people entertainment, joy, whatever that is, that value you're bringing to other people. Anyone who says they want to do something because they want to get famous, you should be careful around them. Like, that's a big red flag to me.
And it would take a whole bunch of time to just make up all these fake people, and then to go in their profile and see that they're friends with the same people I'm friends with, having what, 62 mutual friends.
Dude, oh my God, like, he's just like, I get it, dude. Just keeps going and going and like set up. Like, also, you're fucking, aren't you doxing all these people? Are you just like doxing a shit ton of people in your Facebook? Like, what is this guy's problem? Like, we get it, man. You're not lying. It's kind of weird that you keep saying you're not lying for the first, how we're 2 minutes, 37 seconds in and he's still setting up that he's not lying. It's like, okay, dude.
Before we get into all the details, MrBeast gave me a fake job, flew me out there to work. I worked my butt off, took all my ideas, sent me home and told me there wasn't a job available, and then proceeded to not only do that, but then to take my ideas still and then make a video. I mean, we're talking about a billionaire here.
Is he referencing his own video? Look, here's the source video. It's my own video that I posted.
Oh, April 19th, nothing about MrBeast. April 25th, May 3rd, May 9th.
I feel bad for Drake. It's been a good run. That's what this says on his Facebook page.
And do you know why I didn't post?
So fun.
You guys are wondering, I want to see the proof. I want to see the correspondence. I want to see. This is the first email I ever got from a guy named Dylan.
This guy says he's an editor, and then he just does like a really bad job at blurring this guy's name. Like, you.
Now, this email here is my very first.
It is now 5 minutes, 47 seconds. And he's not showing receipts for wrongdoing. He's just showing people he actually talked to MrBeast. Like, we can't suspend our disbelief that he's spoken to the MrBeast hiring team. That's such a insane, outrageous claim. As if this screenshot is any proof to anything. It's literally just a vague Google Meets screenshot. If you wanted to say this person was lying about talking to MrBeast, you still could. This is not proof of anything.
It sounds like you're hating.
We'll see. Currently, I am hating. I wasn't. I came in open-minded and neutral at the beginning, but he's annoying me already. I didn't want to hate. I am not like on the MrBeast, dick riding train. I'm not on that side of the fence. This guy in particular is not making a compelling argument, so that's annoying me. Seething. Actually, I am seething.
Hoodie and someone named Kara, which I have.
He doesn't even know who they are, so why the fuck would we care?
Also on February 7th.
Vibe check arrangements. Okay, so I have seen the other guy, Dogpack404. He showed an intake document that MrBeast allegedly himself wrote, how to be successful on the MrBeast team. It's written super informally and with like a lot of cursing and shit in it. At one point, he tells people no doesn't mean no, which is just hilarious. To have that be intake documents that you're giving new hires. So naming a meeting, a formal hiring meeting, as vibe check arrangements, I totally believe that that's real. But imagine not caring about getting in trouble for like hiring discrimination and you just cite the vibes as the reason you didn't want to hire someone.
So now we're going to get into like the more just deep in the details here. Okay. So like I said, if I don't...
There were no details so far at all. It's not getting deeper in the details. It's getting just into any details.
The footage was kind of cloudy when it comes to OBS and recording the screens.
How the fuck was the footage cloudy when you're recording your screen? Is your screen cloudy? What is this guy? Is this a joke? How was your monitor cloudy on OBS? You leave the lens cap on OBS? Is that a PT screenshot? Never mind. I like this guy. Never mind. I like him. I take it all back.
And it says
PT
the world's most
reference.
dangerous-
All right, chat. Let's see if we can escape from federal prison using only $500 million. All right, chat. Today, I'm going to be not getting beat up in jail by paying off the scariest looking inmates I can find. He starts going around making inmates do like weird challenges for cigarettes. Because
I didn't
have any
see
money.
in jail.
Yeah, I didn't seek in jail. We're going to have to give Bubba the Tesla chat for the top bunk. Let's see how it goes. Meat Canyon needs to animate it.
There is an iPad as soon as you get to the warehouse. And I have a very, very, very high suspicion that when you sign your name in there and you sign in, I think you're also signing an NDA. They don't come out and say it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
Don't know if that's legal. Second of all, how did you manage to maybe sign an NDA and not know? Like, even if that is what the setup is there, that's pretty crazy. I find that a little hard to believe.
I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying I'm thinking because I don't want to get sued by them.
I don't want to get sued by them. That's why I posted this on my main public channel with my first and last name on it. And I also am not sure of what documents I did or did not sign either.
So they take me to, for legal reasons, I will say Studio One.
Dude, people who don't know how anything works legally, I can't say where I went. Let's just call it Studio One. The studio is probably called like Studio A on the soundstage. Yeah. And he's like, look, I don't know what I can. Yeah, NDAs cannot be signed without writing indicating it is an NDA. Yeah, you can't like Willy Wonka or something. You can't like make people sign shit. And also, by the way, NDAs in general are very hard to enforce if they are broken and you're not talking about engineering trade secrets or something. Generally, other than that, with like super high level classified information like that, you're not going to get fucked over for an NDA. Sounds like he was just in over his head. I agree. Was super doe-eyed and has like no idea.
Working on like a little laser challenge for that.
Dude, he this is unbelievable. And he's showing the fucking behind the scenes shit he recorded on the studio floor. I can guarantee he was not allowed to do and is not allowed to show. Like if there is something that he signed, he absolutely can't show this.
I was told to go to a different studio. We'll say Studio 2.
Dude.
And the video is, what was the video's name? It was another one that had nothing to do with anything. Anyways, I go through the whole day, or well, I say a good.
People who tell stories like this bother me. People who don't know what information to omit in the story they're telling for brevity's sake, giving details that are of no consequence to the listener. Big pet peeve of mine. Just waste so much time. I know I'm pausing the video to say he's wasting time, but so I was in this place, we'll call it Studio 2. Let me tell you the corporate hierarchy.
I want you to go work with this team and see how you can contribute to them. So let's break down the positions in the MrBeast company. You have C1.
Dude. You joked about it, Luke, and then he actually did it. The next slide is him actually showing the corporate hierarchy.
Is the head person of that department. So if you're in creative,
like, is it just me? Like, this is bizarre.
Now we are getting to the part where you find
3/4 of the way through the video, by the way,
that I got scammed. I got absolutely scammed by the biggest YouTuber in the entire world. I'm going to have to tell you everything. Dangerous obstacle course and
please don't
proof
tell
of
everything.
what I. From here on out, I'm going to start speaking more theoretically so I don't get sued. Right here,
wow.
Get really close. Bloodthirst. Let's see. Elevator. Let's even get close. Glass challenge right here. PT hallway. Sound familiar?
Feastables. What the fuck?
So did he come up with Feastables too?
Dude, I'm not making this up. I don't think chat can see it. This right here says celebs, and then under it only says Howie Mandel. I'd like to think that they spent a lot of time on that and they couldn't think of anyone else. Who's a celebrity? Only Howie Mandel. I see the word bribe multiple times under the Feastables section. Yeah, it says bribe for someone's bribe. It does definitely say bribe. I write ideas on the whiteboards of competitors if I don't want them stolen. It's an interesting, I mean, at this point, he thought he was getting hired, right? He probably was going into it just like, oh, wow, I'm so excited to be here. I'm sure he was not thinking, oh, what if they fuck me over? I'm sure that was the furthest thing from his mind. Like, you gotta leave them wanting a little bit so that they want to hire you, so they want more, and then they are going to pay you for it. Like, you don't go in there and write the whole schematic on the whiteboard. You just gave it for free. Like, why the fuck would they pay you? I don't know. I mean, I am sure that his thought process was, I'm going to do such an elaborate good job here. They're going to have to hire me because I did such a good job. But that's a crazy gamble if you really think about it. I give them a fake name and tell them my 10-year employment gap is under NDA. If you glean nothing else from this stream today, take that. You can always blame your employment gap on an NDA. This guy hopefully learns from this. MrBeast's team needs to vet better. I agree. Yeah, clearly I don't think they have closed sets, but they probably should if they're just walking any random people off the street, you know, that they had one Google meeting with into their production hub and letting them like have their phone out and fucking recording shit. Like, that's just kind of crazy.
I did steal the no net at the bottom. I call it a net, or no, not no net, a net down there. That's why it says a net. Does anyone have anything that's going to help us, you know, with this? And I told him my idea. I brought up every single thing, not only just this idea, but the rest of the video. They loved it. Everything was perfect until I got home, and that's when everything started to happen. Unfortunately, we have decided not to move forward with your candidacy at this time. We really appreciate you coming out and vibing with us. We would consider you for a role like this in the future, but timing isn't quite right.
Candidly, may I ask if I presented myself poorly or rubbed the crew wrongly in any way? Maybe there's some logistic reason why they don't want to hire right this second. The timing's not right. Maybe that's true. Do not come in then and ask needy questions like that. Like, did I do something wrong? Did I say it was because of something? Don't start like acting desperate. You just turned the timing wasn't right to, this guy's kind of annoying actually.
Just uploaded the most insane video we've ever done. Take a look at this picture. Take a good hard look at this picture. Does that remind you of anything you've seen so far? Or does it look like the exact same thing that I drew? The exact same thing that I pitched? Do you want to know how much I got paid for that? Zero. A lot of people would say legally he had the right to do that. I don't know in what legal standpoint he could.
I know how they could legally do that because you didn't sign anything. They never told you they were going to pay you. They said they were trying you out, and you went there and gave them a good idea for free and wrote the schematics of it verbatim on their whiteboard and then left it there. He's like, look, I'm not a lawyer. I just don't see how that's legal.
We're talking about the world's biggest YouTuber. How hard is it to compensate someone for their ideas that make you millions and made me zero? I don't care if it was legally done or not. Like, think about it. We all have hearts here. So I'm asking you guys, if you believe everything that I've said, I like the proof, I like what I saw, I want to help this guy out, please help me out. I'm going to start a GoFundMe. We work too hard to be stuck. So please support your boy.
Okay. We got the GoFundMe plug. Let's go check it out. So all that, and it was just an elaborate plan for the GoFundMe plug. What? I don't understand. Why should I pay him for MrBeast stealing his idea? That's an odd. It's closed. The fight against MrBeast and the wrongdoing of his company. $445 raised. I Wayback Machined and it was for 1.5 million USD. No. Wait. $1.7 million goal. And also he's basing that off of the budget based on the entire cost of production. That's a really bizarre way to get that valuation. This is insane. They made a hit piece, right? They put their reputation, their privacy and anonymity on the line to allege something so not illegal, ethically not great, but something like that could easily happen even by accident, right? Like if you left all that shit on the fucking whiteboard, all it had to take MrBeast walking into that room being like, oh, that looks like a good idea. I mean, it's already all mapped out. Why don't we just do that? What do they say? Oh, I guess we just fuck off then, erase it. It's a good idea, erase it. They came in, they wrote it here. They wanted us to have it clearly, erase it. Is it cool? No. Shit like that happens, dude. That's just how it happens. And then people don't want to speak up. They don't go, oh, we shouldn't do that. That's fucked up. No one's going to say that to MrBeast. That's what I hear the culture's like. I believe that. I believe no one would want to stand up and tell MrBeast, hey, that's fucked up. Don't do that to that guy. This is a big nothing burger. At least Dogpack 404, like, I respected. It was a very well done video. Both of his videos back to back have been really well done. And this is not this was not good. They seemingly reimbursed him for his trip, so he got a free trip out. Yeah, you could argue, oh, well, then they should have hired him if they thought his idea was good enough to use and stuff, but it's like, not necessarily. They don't have to do anything, unfortunately. He just did a sucker move. It is. I'm sorry. Which, by the way, for a video that cost $1.7 million to make, he was never going to make it. No one else was ever going to make that video anyway. So it was either it happens by MrBeast or it never sees the light of day. It would be different if this person could have taken that idea of theirs, gone back to their main channel, produced it themselves and got it made, then lost out on that opportunity and had that idea stolen. But that's not the case. He could not have made it by himself. That's not his fault. I'm just saying he didn't lose some opportunity that he otherwise could have had. What really is lost there? If you're looking at that experience of flying out to the MrBeast headquarters, touring around for 3 days, meeting the whole staff, getting to workshop a video idea that actually ended up getting produced that you could, if you wanted to, just at least take credit for. Hey, you know that video? I actually made that video. That's clout. Honestly, if you wanted to do it that way, that's clout. What this video should have been was not hit piece, but it should have been the story of how I made a MrBeast video, and not have it be super scathing negative and trying to paint it like he was wrong, because there was not a malicious thing against him. This was just a bad interview. Could the HR practices be better for the interview process? Probably. Do I think vibe checking people for 3 days and having them work for free is cool? No. There's a lot of companies that do way worse shit in their interviewing processes and way more hoops to jump through. And it's up to you where you weigh, is it worth my time to go through this rigmarole, or should I just go elsewhere and get a different opportunity with that time and effort? How I helped make this MrBeast video. That would have been a way better look for him, but this was not it. Yeah, he definitely could have had a win here, but instead it just turned into an instant L. It's honestly sad to see. You hate to see it. It's just outlines potentially why you should not want to work with him, because he's going to maybe cause problems for you. He is going to misinterpret these different things that happen in production and in business as being like malicious wrongdoing, and this is the type of person who's going to try to sue you, or who's going to try to make a hit piece on you and drag you publicly. Whether he's in the right or not about the ethical ambiguity of what MrBeast and co did to him, it's still not a good look to have gone about it this way. Yeah, you should hire me, or else I'm going to make a video like this.
I was lied to, manipulated, and thrown away like a piece of garbage.
That's really, they used my idea. Okay. Manipulated? Like puppet master manipulate? No, like company structure at the MrBeast company, from what I understand of it at this point, is so fucking random and chaotic that I don't think it's possible for them to manipulate people premeditated in that way as a unit of a company, because they're so all over the place with their management. There's not any checks and balances, it seems. There's a lot of yes manning. I think it's the opposite of manipulation. I think lack of oversight, the lack of management skill, the lack of clear structure, the lack of these things seems to be what is causing a lot of the problems, because there's less quality control, not on the front end of the videos. There's a lot of quality control there. There's not quality control on the back end, on the HR end, on these other things. There's this frat house way of doing things still for this huge company with a lot of money involved, and there's a lot of favoring and favoritism and stuff like that. These are all not good things. Only wanting to surround yourself with yes men and stuff like that, which I've heard multiple people allege so far. Not saying that I know that to be a fact, but super informal, weird behavior that you wouldn't expect from a company that's supposedly so large. And so it actually seems the opposite of malice and manipulation in a like puppeteering strategy. It actually just seems like the chaos and the lack of management is what's leading to these problems, because people are just running amok over there, it seems. I don't think he was lying on purpose. I think he truly thinks all these things. It's just not, he's very inexperienced when it comes to this stuff. This just shows, if nothing else, the company structure there, the way things are handled in HR and everything like that. Those are not good. It's all over the place. It's disjointed. It's discombobulated. It's all these things. It's too chaotic. It's fucked up. But I don't think there's like a conspiracy